So we're back at the Mercedes E-Class 240 1999. So you can see that we've separated the oil filter cooler here from the actual oil filter. So it was T30 Torx. They're up there. Little short bolts. T30 Torx. And what we done was we loosened, you know, these clips for the water pipe, and we used our set of these pliers there that catches them. So we done the top one, we just brought it up the way, and the bottom one, you can see that down there. So what we managed to do is swivel it around just a little bit, and you can see there's two seals in there. I'll put my light on. There's a top oil seal and a bottom oil seal. So I contacted Mercedes this morning, and they're actually going to sell me 3 oil seals. They come to about 30 odd pounds, but I think we only need 2. We're always got to take it out with a pick and we'll look at the seals, but it has to be from one of these 2 that it's leaking from, and I think our money's maybe on the bottom one, although we're not sure.
It seems to be
Yeah. Be hard, eh? Brittle. Oh aye. Well brittle, sir. So that's the top one there. I imagine that'd be one of the £14 ones, I would imagine. There you go. Exactly the same. Brittle.
No burst.
No, no. So we can't see now else in there.
That's that water pissing in the
Is it?
It's alright.
That's alright at the moment. So we'll leave that to the new ones arrive tomorrow.
Amen.
No any other seals. Maybe that's a problem there. Look, see the crack? Oh aye, within the seal.
2 cracks.
Right enough, it's been good for 22 years.
Aye. So it's top
Just
one.
age, heat,
Aye. Heat.
expansion and contraction.
That's what it is.
I think it's probably been the big one, eh?
It's been the big one.
Yeah, it's been the big one failed. The transmission module, I told you I'd ordered one from eBay, and I'm waiting for that to arrive, but what I thought I would do before, well, I've condemned it because we're getting another one, but I was speaking to the Mercedes garage this morning, and what they said is, not only can you buy the complete unit, you can also buy parts for this. So I was wondering what part of this relates to these 2 codes. So I thought maybe the best way to figure it out is to start disconnecting the multi-plugs and see what comes back. So let's do this one first of all. Connected this first one. Well, it's only 2 wires because you can see 2 of them are bridged into the one connector. 2 pins there. So the fault code's coming up for that is component Y66/1. Reversing and parking lock solenoid has a short circuit or no connection. So that's a 08. That's still the one we had. And component Y66, so has occasional short. So that component is Y66-1, reversing and parking lock solenoid. So let's put that one back in and then take another multi-plug out. Let's see. The next double pin connector. So that sees it's a grey and green wire, and just a grey wire. So that goes into that component there under the main. I think this is the main communication wires, and you can see that our fault codes remain the same. So if I come out of that, read fault codes. So I would think it's something to do with that circuit there. So I wonder if there's 5 volts on that. So let's take out the next one and see what codes are generated from that one in there, the one with all the wires. This one here, and I've still left that one out there. Let's see what codes come up with this. Oh, still the same. They should be. Key on, key off. This is stuck in a loop. Read fault codes. Select the lever as an intermediate, or as an 18 and a 113. Now this is strange. I'm now getting a 0118. The selector lever is in an intermediate position, or the selector lever is implausible. So we've got already the 113 and the 17. You can see that the selected lever is indeed in the par position. So let's disconnect this one again. This is inconclusive, this test. As we disconnected that 2-pin again, I'm going to read fault codes, and then it comes back with these codes. Right, let's pop him back in again. Let's him back in. Let's read fault codes again. Oh, strange. Let's pull the big one out. So with the one with the many wires disconnected, we then changed to a 018. The selector lever is in an intermediate position, or the selector lever position is implausible. So maybe it's something to do with the circuit in that big one there. Which, dear knows. So but then let's try a fault code again. Read fault codes. Right, we'll come out of that. We'll plug that one back in. Let's read fault codes again. Nothing there. Right. Key off. Key on. Read fault codes. So difficult to say, can't it? So let's pull this one. So pulled that one out. Let's go back into fault codes. Then that comes back. I don't know what one it's referring to. Let's pull the big one out. Right, we'll pull that one, two of them at the same time again. That's the two of them out. Read the fault codes. Oh man, I don't think this is working. Let's see, we'll do a key on in. Key on, key off, key on, back. Not back, so we'll go back in. So 18 and 113. I'm confused. That used to be 17 and 113. Big one disconnected. You can see the states of our actual gear changes about the place, but see our kick down switch is off and our program selector WS is there, steady S. But when I put this big one back in, watch the screen, see that, like, goes on, off, W. So you think maybe the state must be that middle bit is the problem. So that's us replaced the two O-rings in the oil cooler just to put the clips on, and that should be a good one. I'll show you the part numbers. There's the part numbers that we require for this job. We didn't actually require this seal here, 112.184.0061, but we required 184.0261 and 267. Yeah, I think that's that, 0080. So it's these two last seals, but we didn't require this first one. So don't bother that to stop the leak. There we go. We swapped out our electronic selector. We go to our scan tool. After clearing the codes, it has cleared from the transmission, so that has been the problem. So we'll connect it up and give it a test drive, but it must be something to do with I don't know, something within that anyway, within this box. But as I say to you, you can buy separate individual components from Mercedes for that. But as you remember, we had a hard fault in that, so it didn't matter if the engine was running or not. That fault came right back, so it's good to go. That's an see, emergency running now is no. Gear comparison counter 0, gear recognised 3F. We can see target gear still goes about the place, so I don't think the launch is the greatest scan tool on these Mercedes, but we're going to take it a run. But it feels okay. Going to see that going through the gears, no longer that clunking or anything like that. So that's the way it should be. So let's take it a run. You can see it yourself. That's a change of gear. That's kicked in, eh? Oh, no bother. So this is a 4-speed box. So seems to be working. A fix.